Hey people, I just posted a 33-minute movie about Haggai digging up dinosaur bones in the field, doing his Haggai, his agriculture, and having the knowledge of that the priest was hiding them, and he knew he could use this information to profit. That's why he was called Haggai the prophet. And I stayed up all night doing it, and I woke up today and I seen I didn't explain some things. And I thought it'd be necessary because, I got a brother-in-law that thinks the world's 8,000 years old. The earth is flat and everything revolves around it. And he also thinks that there was Nephilim giants and the Freemasons create these dinosaur bones and bury them just to throw us off. And so I thought I should explain some of this better. So this is for you, brother-in-law. Number one, the Freemasons wrote your King James Bible. That's when the language change happened. This language change is constantly going on. You have to go back to the ancient writings to catch it. If you look up the definition of dinosaur today, they're going to tell you it comes from the Greek dianos, meaning terrible, and saurus, meaning lizard. Yeah, but the word is dino, source. So you might look at that as dino, to give, to pass something, transfer ownership, to give or hold as an event, so to give source. Ooh, maybe you evolved from dinosaurs. Or you might look at that as dynam for power, or dyna as forces. A dynamometer is a power, dyna, from C, meter. The dynam is the power, the dyna, the power from is. To measure. A dyno is a device for measuring force or moment of force, torque. An instrument which measures the power output of an engine. Engine is the dyna, to meter. And while I'm in the D's, let me just show you that the covenant, is the death catch-in. The day the catching. Oh, the day I catching. The day when it all catches up to you is your covenant. The only promise is death and taxes. And the source comes here from Osiris. He was the source. Osiris, Wasser, the god of fertility, agriculture, afterlife, dead, resurrection, life, vegetation in the ancient Egyptian religion. The dead, resurrection, and life, the source. You see him with his crook and flail. This is a come and this is a go. That's where the word flagellum come from. Flagellum, to go. A flagellum, a lash-like appendage that protrudes from a cell body of certain cells, termed as flagellates. A slender thread-like structure, especially a microscopic appendage that enables many protozoa, bacteria, and spermatozoa to swim. It's like when you're flagellant. Spank that cow's ass with that flagellum when you want him to go. When you want your sheep to come, you grab him with the hook to come and go. He's letting you know, the source, come and go. Osiris is a Latin transliteration of the Greek as rise. The rise of the 20 star, the brightest star in the sky. But Egyptologists have vocalized the name in various other ways as Asor, Dyna, Asor, the power Asor. And you can see it in this word dynasty, the power stay. The fifth dynasty was the fifth power stay. And so what you're looking at is the Dyna Osar, the power Osar, the power of source. And how do we know they survived? Because the Aggies keep digging them up. When they're plowing their field, they bump into them. The agricultural farmer, Haggai. And as to the flat earth God, if I was God and I wanted people to think that everything was spinning around them, I think I would just set the earth spinning It'd be a whole lot easier than making everything else travel around it and stay in pace. But that's just if I was a god and I had intelligence. And as for these Nephilim giants, it comes from this base word Nephilah, meaning cloud. And when you put an M on the back of something, that means plural. The clouds. And clouds are giant. And cloud, is also when your memory isn't that good. What I remember is kind of cloudy, the Nephilah. So everybody, get your head out the clouds, come back down to earth, because they pulling the wool over your eyes in the Santa Claus. But, they trying to interpret what Gog and Magog means. Gog is a carrying away, a leading, guiding. And that's what the language change and the stories they tell you is done, is you're Gog. And Magog, Ma means from. Gog and Magog is from Gog. The ones that have been led away, that is from Gog. You have been led away. I showed this a couple movies ago. When you add Ma to a word, Ma, Shizo is to divide, and Shizma is the one which is divided. The Grapho is to write, and the Grandma is that one which is written. And so Ma is that one which is led away. Ma meaning the one which is, and Agog, carrying away, leading. From Agog, the one which is led away, Magog. Gog, the one which is leading, and Magog, the ones who have been led away. And that's where your word synagogue comes from. Agog, to lead away, sin. The sin to lead away. Except they've changed the meaning of sin too, Sin once meant the moon. Synagogue, the moon to lead away. And so back in the day, people were worshiping the moon. All us pagans were worshiping the moon. And so they had to lead them away. And so they created this to lead the people away from the moon. You can see it right here, You see the G and the O and the G. And this isn't a compass. This is a divider. It's a divider tool we use in drafting or plotting. Plotting. To divide the Gog, to lead away. G-O-G. This is an ancient symbol for G. And so that was the information that Haggai had to make him prophet, which was the lie, the cusp. The cusp is silver. The moon is the cusp. The lie of the cusp is what he knew that would make him prophet, the Aggie, you to prophet to command the prophets. And this is how he got the signet ring, is to catch what's kickback in Hardy. A big old kickback in Hardy knows you side of ought to be coming to my way. Big old kickback. And so I noticed that this movie here, I've got the least amount of likes ever. I got one like, and I think that's me. And what it is, I finished it up with Spider. And I guess nobody likes spiders. But you have to lose your fears. They're going to use your fears against you to run you back to the light and keep you from realizing that you are the light. The light comes from within. And you can learn this through meditation. But in this movie here, The Meaning of Life, I recommended watching this first, this after school meaning of life. And it explains, the ancient writer says, you don't know the meaning of life till you know the meaning of death. And it explains how the ancients were drinking potions to simulate death and to come back in better understanding life after seeing death. And I recommend everybody watch that after school meaning of life. And if your fear is snakes, I suggest watching some of these herping movies. There's a couple of herpers I watched where they handle these snakes, and watch them till when you dream about snakes, you don't have a fear. You know, lose the fear of snakes and spiders, because when you cross over, they're going to use that fear to chase you back to the light and not realize that you are the light. Alright, I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.